So the bracket hasn't been updated properly, but the players have been progressing through the tournament, and here we go, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn. We have the American Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Team Virtus Pro. It is Astrea. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the red Zerg player from the land of Belarus. It is Nikich. For the Platinum Heroes. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim this series. I would give the slight edge to Astrea, but I would not be surprised if this goes to the ace match. Nikich is a beast. He is a very aggressive Zerg player in his own right. Likewise, Astrea also not an orthodox player himself, so again, it could go the way of Astrea or Nikich. I'm hoping for a game 3. We'll see how this series does unfold. We shall see. Best of luck in the chat. As Nikich is opening up hatch gas pool, standard opener. Standard opener by a Zerg. Likewise, Astrea opening up with a gate expand. Okay. We are going to be settling in. And so far, standard openers, Astrea being as annoying as possible with that probe, just trying to force some inefficient mining and inefficient economy in the main. And we'll see what opener he does go for. I mean, if this is any other player, I would assume, you know, Stargate opener into Oracle, into a third base. But Astrea's not standard. He's not normal. No, not at all. Not at all, Pat. I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. Island has been placed. Not a bad position for a Stargate, and there it is. Stargate has been thrown down. Should be an Oracle-based opener, but I wouldn't put it past Astrea going for a Phoenix first or a Void Raid to hunt down Overlords and to keep the Zerg player in the dark. We do have an interesting rally as well for that initial Stargate. Back at home, Nikich taking a third. Adept has arrived. It's going to be on Nikich to minimize losses and to keep his workers safe and sound. Yeah, the Queen does zone. Lings are kept back. Astrea does confirm saturation. Well, Nikich is still building up more Lings. Building up a higher link count. Astrea shading in towards that third. Two Adepts can one-shot drones, so Nikich has to take it seriously. One drone goes down. Already not a bad pickoff. Astrea hunting for a second worker. We'll shade away. Oracle has arrived. Second Oracle's in production. And Astrea is now moving out. Past the Ursasaurus. Let's go. Astrea, he spots the Lynx, he pulls back to make sure he actually maintains his third base. Nikich is here to pick off at depths, the third, force a cancel. Astrea playing very safe, very secure. But that is an earlier Twilight Council, a very early Twilight Council. And this could be the beginning of Glaive Adepts, or it could be Fast Blink. There are options here. Considering it's Astrea, I'm leaning towards Glaives, leaning towards Glaive Adepts instead. This is a bit of a more, I was gonna say older school build, but it's a little bit out of meta. It's not as trendy as it once was, you know, a couple of months ago. We'll see if Astrea does embrace it. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Express Karma in the chat. God, thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. And welcome to the Ursasaurus Cup. Welcome. We are here in the quarterfinals. We're nearing the end of the broadcast. Quarterfinals into the semis, into the grand finals. We have a couple of series left. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. Meanwhile, we have our confirmation. It is Blink, not Glaives. So what does this mean? This is a very safe opener by Astrea. Basically, he's rushing into Blink quite fast, it means that his Forge is going to be late, but with fast blink Stalkers, that means that if Nikich went for a 3-base all-in, if Nikich rushed into Roaches and went for a Queen Walk across the map or a German Taxi, then Astrea would have blink Stalkers to defend, and it would be an ideal position here for Astrea. The downside means that, well, the downside here is that the upgrade is going to be delayed for Astrea. So getting into a longer game, getting to +2, is going to be far later than normal. As the Queens that will zone away the Oracles. Behind this, Lair is on the way, +1 melee. Nikich just freely joining up, getting a 4th. Getting into a decent economy. Likewise, Astrea vying for map control. Tipping out that there's going to be 26 links on the way, so Nikich will have an army to deal with this. Astrea, before they do arrive, he does snipe an Overlord, denying creep, rotating around. He has to be so careful with his army movement. Likewise, if that stasis pops up, Astrea can take a fight. The first stasis is baited out. Ooh, decent second stasis. Catches a handful of lings. Putting 2 more lings in production. Catching reinforcements. Zelts get surrounded. Zelts do go down. Oh, a bit of an overextension though. Nikich throwing away a lot of lings. Just throwing away a lot of lings there. A rough loss for the Zerg player. Behind this, Hydra production has begun. Again, Nikich is just buying time. He saves the 4th. The 4th is safe and sound. Straight behind this, getting to a 4th base and Storm into the mid game. Is building up. Astrea is still playing with fire. It's still very risky here to be active. Hydras have now arrived. Stasis, ooh, going up. But Astrea just keeps rallying across the map. He wants that 4th. He wants it, but can he get it? Lings, they come in for an attempted surround. The Hydras start stepping forward. They don't have range or speed. Speed is about to kick in. Getting to those upgrades, fighting off of creep. The creep has not been respread. But Nikich now finally has map control. And Astrea is racing back home. He has blink, so he should be okay. It does blink away. Does manage to blink away. Hydra getting across the map. Storm is done in 5 seconds. The High Templar, he wants them. Oh, Storm does complete. Masses on one of the Hydras. Link Bane rolling in. Baiting out 2 more Storms. Oh, and that was the final Storm for Astrea. He's got 1 Storm almost left. We need a couple more seconds. It's almost ready. And massive connection. High Templar getting low. The final High Templar goes down. 0 Storms remaining. And Nikich, has he done it? Has he broken through? Barely not. Nice blinks here from Astrea. He does escape with those Stalkers. 12 workers go down. But Nikich barely does not have enough. Forcing the fight out of range of the shield batteries. Catching out a Stalker. The 5 Hydras started stepping forward, taking down a handful of Stalkers. 3 more Stalkers go down. Oh, but alas, it looks like we will be losing everything here. 2 Hydras left, down to 1. Lings get shut down, and what's scary is that Astrea, he saves his economy. Attacking his own Nexus. But he has a 3rd base, he has a 4th as well, getting fully saturated. Astrea does have a worker lead. Nikich was all in. Nikich is all in. He's on 60 workers, that's less than a 3-base economy. Nikich, he's completely committed here, and the longer this goes on, the better it is for Astrea. Now this time he only has 2 High Templar, but I have to eat my words. 2 more warp in. 4 High Templar in total. Soon to be 4 Storms. But they're not ready yet. And the Storms are not ready. Nikich rolling forward. He wants High Templar. Up! He wants them. Oh my god. Bailey connects. But the High Templar, they stand strong. Massive Storm on the army. Not like this. There's 1 High Templar left. Up! 1 High Templar remaining. But the Hydras are breaking through. Nikich, the all-in. Is he doing it? Is he barely doing it? Almost gets on top of the Robo. Almost. Stalker's breaking out. There's still that 1 High Templar. Soon to be 1 Storm. Gateway falls, but Astrea is playing a lot of time. The Immortal, it's almost halfway done. Lings do get into the natural. And forcing the army to split. It's a kill on the shield battery. And Nikich, he's still not stopping. This is what I mean when I said earlier that Nikich, he's an animal and he's a beast and he's just so aggressive. Nikich, he has not made a drone in the last, what, 4 minutes? It's crazy. Just keeps making Ling Bane. Doesn't stop, but that's still a lot of High Templar. Another big storm. Oh my god. That's a juicy connection. Nikich once again pushing forward. He wants High Templar. Snipes one. Oh, but the shield batteries are done. Baileys are rolling in. Massive connections. They take down 2 High Templar. There's 2 left. 2 High Templar remaining. He gets 1. There's 1 remaining. Does pull away. Baileys, they crash into the middle line. 14 probes go down. There's the storm. And Nikich, she's running out of steam. Did take down the mineral line, but he lost so many Hydras in the process. Nikich, he barely has an army remaining. He had to end the game here and now. He had to kill Astrea, but he couldn't. He barely could not. Rotates over, but there's cannons, there's shield batteries. He's getting some economic damage done. And Nikich is still not droning. He's still not making workers. Never. Like, the only reason why there's saturation at the 4th base is because he's running out of mineral patches. So he's just transferring workers over. Transferring whatever he can. Oh my god, and that's how many High Templar? 8! 8 High Templar, 8 storms. Astrea is fine. Astrea, he has weathered the storm. He's made it through the worst of it. Yeah, massive connections. The Hydras, they melt. And there's still more High Templar behind this. Nikich, he does target fire the High Templar. Very nice target firing out of the Zerg player, but still not good enough. Still not enough. Meanwhile, Astrea getting into a higher immortal counts. Archons, extra gateways on the way. Astrea has 1,000 minerals in the bank, just has no warp-ins to make use of, so is getting to his production. And Astrea is looking more and more secure. Now, there is a world, if Nikich can get on top of the High Templar, if he can shut this army down before any major storms connect, by avoiding those storms, then maybe Nikich can still pull this off. I mean, I'm impressed that he's still going. Like, that's crazy. Quite impressive. I mean, part of it is because Astrea can't spend his money. That's also a reason. Storm connects. Oof. Shuts down a good chunk of Hydras. We do manage to get on top of the High Templar, though. That's going to be all High Templar going down once again. The Immortals as well. Nikich with the split, with the spread. Not bad. Again, he is so close once again to breaking his opponent. Takes out every Immortal. But at the same time, as Zealots, they can move that across the map. They hit the 4th. Take down 11 drones. And Nikich is racing back home. Loses the 4th base. Nikich, he barely had the economy to begin with. And now it's in the gutter, down to 49 workers. Ling Hydra does race back home, catching the Prism. Yeah, we have 6 more High Templar. Still very close, but now Nikich, he doesn't have much longevity. I mean, he didn't before, but now even less so. As Nikich is pushing in, massive storms connect. There's 1 storm left. I mean, there's not much support for this army, but there we go. Massive Warp and the Soldiers behind this. And Astrea, he will shut down the Hydras for like a 5th time. GG gets called, and Astrea will survive the all-in and will take game number 1. GG. Hey, Nikich was all-in for like 10 minutes. That's crazy. Oh my god, he just wouldn't stop. Wouldn't stop going. And he almost broke Astrea a couple of times as well. That's what's impressive. Almost did break him. GG well played. As we mentioned, I mean, part of it was also Astrea's lack of gateways. He was banking up a lot of resources, minerals, and gas, so he wasn't quite able to spend his economy or spend his bank as efficiently. But regardless, GG, well played. Astrea does take the first game, and now we're getting into game number 2. Getting into game number 2. Gonna be on site Delta. Sick push by Nick. It was pretty close. Like, there were multiple times where surprisingly Nikich would kill all the High Templar, the Immortals. Like, he was so close to breaking the back of Astrea. So close. Yet so far. I do think the only reason why Nikich had to tap out in the end was because he lost the base, right? He lost the 4th base, he lost 11 drones. He had no more sustain. Couldn't keep going. Otherwise he would have. He would just keep going. Would not stop. Now we're getting into game number 2. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of site Delta, we have the American Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Virtus Pro. Leading the series 1-0, it is Astrea. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the red Zerg player representing the Platinum Heroes from land of Belarus. It is Nikich. We go. We are going to be settling in. Astrea, for the most part, had a very safe build in the last game. Winding it back a little bit, if you remember, it was a Stargate opener into Oracle, into 3rd base, into early Blink, just to be safe and secure against an all-in. So Astrea just playing things carefully in game 1. I'm sure he's familiar with the playstyle of Nikich. I mean, Nikich has a reputation. So I would not be surprised if Astrea goes for the same build. 2 games in a row. Would not be surprised. Meanwhile, my eyes are going to be on Nikich to see how aggressive he is this time, and what kind of form of aggression that takes. As we do have Nikich going hatch gas pool, standard opener, Probe Scout does confirm. Probe Scout does get eyes on the main. Astrea going for a 2-gate opener. Okay, is mixing it up. A much more aggressive start for Astrea. So a very fast 2nd gateway. This is going to lead into additional Adept Harass in the early game. Does also mean that he gets a full wall off as well. So Astrea being, in a way, a little bit less efficient here, but has potential to be aggressive with those Adepts. As again, the Cyber Core and the 2nd gateway are lined up with each other to make 2 Adepts at a time. And we'll see if Astrea only makes 2 Adepts or if he goes into a next set, up to 4, up to 6. As the Adepts are on the way, being chronoed as we speak. Now, Nikich does confirm this. Upon seeing this opener, Nikich will be making extra lings. He will need extra lings here to survive and to defend. Overlord dipping in further. Gets eyes on the pylon. And okay, we have our answer. It's going to be double Adept, not into a kind of. It's going to be double Adept into Adept Stalker. Stalker designed to hunt down the Overlord, I imagine. Oh, and Astrea setting up a proxy in the center of the map. Uh-oh. Did not notice the pylon. Pylon has been placed. The gateway has been thrown down. Hyper aggression here from Astrea. Nikich is making those extra lings. So he is keeping up. He's respecting this. Ling speed about to kick in. And Nikich is going to take a more proactive approach here. I'm pretty sure his goal is to even hunt down those Adepts. To chase them down. And to move out across the map and even apply pressure to the natural. The Lings are building up. Shade is cancelled. Lings move out. Behind this, Nikich taking a 3rd. And droning. And the proxy of Astrea even does scout the Lings. The would-be 3rd base is spotted. It's going to be delayed. Lings, they will get one Adept, but this is just a really awkward position. Efficient trades here for Astrea. The Adept is going to fall eventually. And there is no Oracle behind this. Baliness is going for a Bane Bust. Nikich, let's go. Is going for a bust. Takes down every single Adept here at the third, but there is no third. We have more Adepts being worked in. Astrea going for a Twilight Council. Extra gateway. It's going to be 4 gate vanilla Adepts. 4 gateways for Astrea. They don't commit. Nikich is going to be keeping up. Goes for the surround. Up. We'll lock down the Adepts. And all 4 of them will go down. Astrea's in a rough position. Astrea, he only has vanilla gateway units to work with. The Twilight Council was delayed. No third. Nice positioning here for Astrea. Trading as best as possible. So many Lings go down. But Nikich is getting ready for his bust. Show us the Bailings. Spots the gateway. Is aware. Ooh, a bit of a misrally. Lings getting caught out. Bailings on the way. Bailings being morphed in back at home, actually. Not across the map, everywhere. Back at home, across the map. Bailings everywhere, pappy. Now, one Stalker should be enough. Stalkers are very robust units. Takes a lot of Bailings to bring them down. So the Stalker should be able to hold its own. The Zealots less so. And Astrea is working towards charge. It's going to be a 2-base all-in. Bailings, they shut down the Zealots. Zealots are cleaned up. Adepts recall back home. And Nikich cannot break this. Cannot break this position, but he can get the gateway. Gateway is going to go down. Nikich flooding more Lings across the map, cutting workers at 34. Now, whose all-in do I prefer here? Nikich is low on workers, but has a massive Ling Bane army. But I don't see Astrea being broken here. I don't see this natural falling. There are going to be a lot of Banelings, though. How many Banelings? 14. Okay, that is enough to kill a Stalker. Astrea, can he hold on? No shield battery, no overcharge. Banelings, they crash in. Stalker is going to go down. Oh, the Banelings. There we go. They barely do break through. Stalker falls. Adepts warp in, but there's no shield battery, no overcharge. Nikich gets us around, and Astrea has almost nothing left. Has 4 Adepts remaining. Oh, down to 2. 2 Adepts remaining. Bailey's crashing to the middle line. 12 probe kills. 12 workers go down, cashing out more Adepts. There's an Archon to defend. But the natural base has been broken. 16 probe kills, and Nikich, he's not done. He's still rallying across the map. Okay, he pulls back. He's calming down. Nikich is like, you know what? What if I just drone? True. He pulls back, he's droning. Goes down to Roachhorn. He's droning up behind this. Still no third expansion for Astrea. I mean, now with 2 Archons, I still don't see Astrea losing the natural. But Nikich can contain. 100%. He can contain, can deny it. Keep Astrea on these 2 bases while he drones. Nikich, he found the drone button. He found it. Let's go. He's crazy. Nikich does spot the expansion. Is aware. Temple moving out. As we go for the storm. Oh my, the storm drop! The mineral line! 11 drones go down! Almost every worker in the main. The prison takes a lot of hits, so ooh, it's gonna be an expensive loss. Expensive trade. Astrea does get 11 drones, but at the cost of 2 Eye Templar and a War Prism. So that wasn't quite for free. Astrea working in his third. I think because of the third base, though, I think this is still better for Astrea. Astrea does have the worker lead, and soon the third base as well. Meanwhile, Nikich, he did drone only a little bit. He droned up a little bit, droning up to 41 from 34, and now he's going for a second all-in. This time with roaches. Let's go. I mean, you think Nikich needs drones? I mean, the drones would have helped, 100%. The drones would have definitely helped Nikich here when it comes to facilitating for this all-in, but regardless, he doesn't care. He's pushing in. morphed in. Ravagers as well. Storms are soon to be available, but Storms are not as effective against Roach Ravager. And here come the Jumbo Lords. Oh my god, massive storm on the Roaches. Oh god, the value! The Roaches, one more storm! Automas, papi, automas! Do we have it? We need a couple more seconds. The Queens have dropped in, they can transfuse. The storm is almost ready. A couple more seconds, and there's the storm. But the Roach Ravager can still hold its own. And it looks like Nikich is breaking through. The Zelts are falling, Archons as well. There's one Immortal on low ground. It's going to be close, actually. Now one Immortal putting in a lot of work. The boys are being pulled. 11 workers go down, but that's still not enough damage. Astrea holds. Astrea, he's holding. Nikich, he's so close to breaking him. He's so close. He gets a couple more probes. He wants the Immortal. Gets us around. Massive pickup. Gets one. But not the other. Not the other Immortal. More Roaches have arrived. Nikich, he's so close to breaking Astrea. Star steps forward, gets the Archon. And I think he's done it. Nikich, he has done it. Going for the final Immortal. The Immortal gets surrounded. And now what is there left? Nothing. GG gets called. And Nikich will tap the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. GG. Let's go. GG, well played. We are tied up and we are going to game 3. Let's go. A couple of sentries would stop the all-in easily. Sentries would have been amazing. Unfortunately, Astrea had no scouting information. He was aware of the Bailey nest, true, but I mean, I guess you can inference, especially because you're up against Nikich, that it could just be worthwhile playing safe. But the problem was that Astrea was going for his own all-in, if you remember. He was going for his own 2-base play into Charge Archon. It was only because of the aggression of Nikich later on that Astrea decided to be more defensive. But it was kind of like all-in versus all-in. It's a really weird game. So, it was an odd one. An odd one. But GG. GG, well played. Our series is tied up and we are headed to the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. Let's go. I expected Astrea 2-0 Nikich. I think they're pretty similar in skill, Astrea and Nikich. Pretty close. I mean, I was expecting... I still don't know which way this will go. I do slightly favor Astrea, but I was hoping for an ace match, and we got it. We got the game 3. We'll see if Astrea can bring it home. We'll see if Nikich can bounce back or keep things going. Oh, let's go. Cheeky build by Astrea, but he got blind countered. In a sense, yeah, it was just like two animals just facing off. As a reminder, Astrea opened up 4 gates. Just straight up 4-gate adepts. Like everything in my soul wants to say like 4-gate glaive adepts, but remember there was no Twilight Council, there was no upgrade, it was just vanilla gate with vanilla adepts instead. But because Nikich happened to be making an abundance of lings and going into Bailings as well, he was able to shut down the adepts, move out across the map. It was a wild game, very wild, very chaotic. And now we're getting into the ace match. It's going to be on Ghost River. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ghost River, we have the American Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing Virtus Pro, being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? It is Astrea. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player from the land of Belarus representing Platinum Heroes. It is Nikich. And again, Nikich is known for his aggression, he's known for his all-ins. We have seen multiple forms of that already. Last game we had, of course, the Bane Bust. The game before that, we did have a Ling Hydra all-in off of a 3-base economy. And even in the last game, after Astrea defended or deflected the initial Bane Bust, we just followed it up with Ling Roach Ravager. Like, Nikich just... he refuses to drone. Only a little bit. Only enough. Only enough. To allow for the all-ins. And we'll see what we go for this time. Again, we're loading into Ghost River. It is a very small map, very short rush distance by ground. And I would implore Astrea to go for a bit of a safer build this time, but we'll see. I feel like Nikich thrives in the chaos. I mean, Astrea does as well, but I don't know if it's wise to kind of play the game that Nikich wants, you know? Like a low economy, very intense chaotic game state. Nikich, he likes it, man. He likes it. We'll see. For now, gate expanded to Cybercore. This time there's no crazy 2-gate opener. This time, standard start for Astrea, and Nikich does confirm. Nikich does confirm. Back in the main, pylon gets placed. And this should be for Stargates, but we'll keep an eye on the tech structure of choice for Astrea. See if he does deviate. From here, the Cybercore is finishing up. First Adept is on the way. And we will soon be getting to our tech of choice. Warp Gate is cancelled for good reason. Warp Gate is cancelled for the faster Stargate. So it is going to be an Oracle-based opener or a Stargate-based opener here for Astrea. Everything's looking normal. This should lead into a third. Into an expansion. But we'll see if Astrea goes for the Oracle first or for the Void Ray. Or even the Phoenix. All three are viable options in their own way. They'll have their place. Some more aggressive than others. Adept dips in. Being as annoying as possible, can lay siege from the high ground on the mineral line. Gets a couple of shots off, but doesn't commit. Doesn't get a drone. Oh! He wants them, though. Adepts shade to the low ground. 2 adepts have arrived. Oh, Lings do overextend for a moment. 1 Ling goes down. Second Queen has arrived. And Nikich, he does defend. Doesn't lose any workers. Back at home, it is going to be an Oracle opener for Astrea. Oracle into second gateway. Again, Astrea should be looking to expand. There we go. Probe is getting in position. Adepts, they race back home. And Astrea is taking a third. Now the question becomes, what is the follow-up going to be? Do we go for an earlier Twilight Council, like in Game 1? Do we go for a later Twilight Council with a Forge? Do we go for a Robo? This first Oracle has arrived, gets a drone, gets 1, gets 2. 2 getting 3 worker kills, a very nice damage. The Oracle will escape, will get away. So far, a better trade for Astrea, and we have the answer. It is going to be the earlier Twilight Council without the Forge initially. This is the same build that Astrea went for in Game 1 on Oceanborn. This should be faster Blink, but if you remember in that game on Oceanborn, I was indecisive about whether it should be Glaives or Blink. They're both viable options in this kind of game stage, and I stand by that. Could still be Glaives as well, but Game 1 went for Blink. We shall see. So let's say poke in. They threaten a shade, and we have the answer. It is going to be the safer choice. It's Blink. So this is the same build that we saw in Game 1. Adepts, they get 2 drone kills. Astrea dipping into the natural. Gets, a couple of transferring workers. Not bad. Gets some extra worker kills. 4 drones go down. Nikich going for a safety Roach Warren at the 5-minute mark. Roach Warren has been placed. When Astrea does commit. Shades into the middle line, does focus down. 8 more drones. Oh my god. 9 workers going down. Very nice damage so far by Astrea. And Nikich staying on a lower Ling count means they couldn't quite be proactive and chase down those Adepts. And now here come the Stalkers. Here comes the follow-up. Again, later Forge for +1. This is the same build as the previous, as Game 1. Astrea has map control, and that can apply pressure to the would-be 4th. And apply a lot of pressure. Poking forward, trading as Lings, softening up the Queens. Gonna be reinforcing. As on Nikich to survive this to get a 4th and to stabilize. And to take map control away from Astrea. Again, Nikich playing it safe. 7 roaches on the way. Again, this move up from Astrea is not designed to kill, it is designed to contain. I mean, there's no creep. There's no creep on the map whatsoever. The fourth base is getting up and running, but Astrea could rotate and could try and deny the fourth. So I'll end up losing one of the Stalkers. And blinking quite well. That is Overlord speed on the way. Shouldn't be a surprise, but Nikich is getting ready for an all-in. He's getting ready for an all-in for a German taxi. Wing is taking a lot of damage. Lings are amassing. Ravagers are on the way. Nikich has a fourth, but it should just be for Larva. And Nikich will soon break out. Gets a Zealot. There is going to be that one stasis. Bear that in mind. Could come into play. Second stasis on the way. And Nikich is not droning. We'll lose a queen. One queen goes down. Up, stasis going off, catching out the Lings. Meanwhile, at the same time, Nikich going for a counterattack. Back it up, what is it to defend? 2 shield batteries. No fourth base either, not yet. Lings are in position. Fourth base is going to be denied. Astrea going to be distracted. And can we force a cancel? We should. The expansion is cancelled. Bearing in mind, this entire time, Nikich has not been joining. He's still not been joining back at home. Still just making purely Ling Roach Ravager. He still hasn't broken out. There is a second stasis. Up! The Roaches! Massive connection! The Roaches get caught out. Nikich is being delayed. And now he's droning. These are late. These are late workers for Nikich. I mean, his all-in has been delayed because of all the stasis traps. Astrea doing a great job of just buying time. Fourth base is on the way. And Nikich, you can see he wants to move out. He wants to. Peels off some Lings, splits up his army. Going for a split push. Storm is about to finish. Storm is going to be ready for this. High Templar are morphed in. And Nikich is going for the fourth once again. And the expansion is going to be denied. At the same time, Zealot's going for a run by. Astrea, he's also going for the fourth. Queen gets caught out. So Nikich, he races back home. He's out of position. Oh, and this is a big loss. Does take down the fourth at least. But drones are falling as well. It's going to be 6, 7 workers. And Astrea, he does catch the army. Chasing down the Roaches. Getting value. Again, Nikich's aggression has been delayed. He's getting into 1-1 upgrades. Interesting. This would tell me that we should be seeing some drones on the way, but we're not droning. Like, this 1-1 timing is not going to kick in for quite some time. But Nikich is still amassing an army. Run by gets denied. Astrea moving out. Oh, the Zealots, they do turn back around. Stasis traps do get triggered. And here come the storms. That's how many High Templar? That's 11! 11 High Templar! He's crazy! Oh my god. That's a lot of storms, man. The fourth base is getting up and running, finally. There's another stasis. No! It gets baited in. It doesn't quite get triggered. Stasis does survive. Lings, they attempt to surround. I mean, 1-1 is on the horizon here for Nikich. True. He's almost there. Oh. Oh! No!
Game paused.
Who is it? Who is it? Someone was about to lag out there. Thankfully, okay. We're okay.
Game resumed.
There are like 10 casters in this game. So, hopefully everything's okay on everyone else's end. But there's a lot of coverage here. Storm's going up. Oh my god, the storms are brutal. The choke point. Oh my god, it's a meat grinder. The storms, they connect. They shut down the Lings and most of the Roach Ravager. Astrea takes a massive supply lead. Zealots, they hit the southern base, and Nikich, he's being pulled apart. He just cannot keep up. The game has gone on for far too long. The all-in was heavily delayed. And now we see Astrea taking into Sky Toss. Fleet beacons on the way. +1 air attack, soon to be carriers, Tempest, anything and everything in the sky. And the longer this goes on, the better it is for Astrea. I mean, he doesn't even need Sky Toss, to be honest. Like, with this kind of armor, with this death pool of a Protoss army, he has enough. Just securing himself by going into Sky Toss as well. Drop Lord's on the way. I mean, we saw Overlord speed earlier. I'm pretty sure we were planning to go for a Drop Lord all in, but it's 5 minutes later. Master Storms on the mainlings. Yeah, we can just dive on the main army. The Roach Ravager crumbles. And Astrea makes his way into the third. Storms the mineral line. And it storms everything. There's so many storms. Nikich just cannot keep up with this. There's still, what, 4 or 5 storms left over? Still plenty more to work with. I mean, Lings are getting some of the High Templar. They're trying to, at least. High Templar, they do pull away. GG gets called, and Astrea will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Astrea as it does take the series 2-1. It was a very close, very intense series. Again, especially game one. Game one was so close and so clutch between Astrea and Nikich. I could have seen this going 2-0 in favor of Nikich, but here in game 3, it was a little more dominant for Astrea. Astrea was never in any real danger. He had map control for almost the entirety of the game. The one moment for Nikich was when he was able to deny the 4th. That did happen. That did occur twice, actually, which was okay, but outside of that, he just wasn't able to really gain any ground, able to trade with the main army, really threaten the 3rd base whatsoever. Just really safe and secure play from Astrea. GG. GG, well played. Astrea does take it, and now we have some updates, I believe.